Just when everyone thought Lisa and Daniel's relationship couldn't get any more chaotic, everything exploded again. Because after all the screaming, emotional manipulation, traditional marriage drama, and toxic fights,
can you stand up and walk? Let me see. Let me see.
You want to see me walk?
Yes. Are you walking normal?
Watch me walk.
You're walking normal. Oh, come back, come back, come back.
Lisa suddenly shocked everyone with a massive announcement. She had already moved on, and not just with anyone. Another younger Nigerian man, a man named Tai, 21 years younger than her. And according to Lisa, he wasn't just a rebound. He was now the love of her life. Meanwhile, Daniel completely refused to let her go, claiming she still belonged to him, claiming they were still married, and insisting she would eventually come back to him. What followed became one of the wildest relationship collapses in recent reality TV history. A relationship filled with emotional cheating accusations, pregnancy revelations, obsession, manipulation, and non-stop chaos. But the biggest question is this: did Lisa finally escape a toxic relationship, or was she simply repeating the exact same mistakes all over again? Today, we're breaking down the unbelievable story of Lisa, Daniel, and the younger Nigerian man who changed everything. Before we even talk about the breakup, we need to talk about Tai, because Tai didn't randomly appear after Daniel. According to Lisa, Tai had already been around for a long time, watching, messaging her, commenting on her social media posts constantly. At first, she described him as just a friend, someone who supported her emotionally during difficult times. But viewers immediately became suspicious, because this wasn't just casual friendship anymore. The emotional connection between them was clearly growing, while Lisa was still deeply involved with Daniel. And eventually, that friendship became something much bigger. Lisa later admitted that Tai was no longer her best friend. He was now the love of her life, which immediately made viewers ask the obvious question: how long had this actually been happening? Before Tai entered the spotlight, Lisa and Daniel already had one of the strangest relationships viewers had seen. Their relationship was emotional, intense, and deeply unstable. Daniel often acted controlling. Lisa often seemed emotionally overwhelmed, and almost every conversation between them felt chaotic. But despite all the obvious red flags, they stayed attached to each other. At times, it genuinely felt less like a healthy relationship, and more like emotional dependency. One of the weirdest parts of their relationship involved what Daniel described as a traditional marriage. According to him, during one of Lisa's trips to Nigeria, they participated in a ceremony that spiritually bound them together. Lisa herself became convinced that she was somehow connected to Daniel permanently after the ritual. And honestly, things started becoming bizarre very quickly. There were discussions about curses, spiritual connections, black magic, and claims that the relationship couldn't simply end normally anymore. To many viewers, it sounded completely insane. But the disturbing part was this: Lisa genuinely seemed to believe it. As the relationship continued, many viewers became increasingly uncomfortable with Daniel's behavior. He often spoke as if Lisa belonged to him. At one point, he even referred to himself as her master. That moment shocked people, because the relationship no longer felt romantic. It felt controlling. And Lisa herself eventually admitted that she no longer wanted someone controlling her life emotionally. But despite saying that, she still struggled to fully break away from him, which revealed just how emotionally trapped the relationship had become. Then came one of the most shocking revelations in the entire story. Lisa became pregnant with Daniel's child. This stunned viewers because Lisa had previously undergone medical procedures that made pregnancy seem almost impossible. But sadly, the situation became extremely dangerous. The pregnancy was ectopic, meaning it could not survive, and also threatened Lisa's own health. Suddenly, this reality TV relationship drama became something much more serious. Lisa was rushed into emergency medical care because of severe bleeding, and emotionally, everything became even darker. What made the situation worse was how Daniel allegedly handled the medical emergency. According to Lisa and her daughter Faith, Daniel did not provide emotional support during the crisis. In fact, Lisa claimed she felt afraid to even tell people what was happening because of how Daniel might react. That revelation deeply disturbed viewers, because instead of feeling protected during a terrifying medical emergency, Lisa seemed emotionally isolated. Faith, Lisa's daughter, became increasingly worried about how much emotional control Daniel had over her mother. And honestly, many viewers agreed with her concerns. After the pregnancy crisis and emotional collapse of the relationship, Lisa slowly started changing. For the first time in a long time, she began talking about independence, about finding her voice, about refusing to let someone else control her identity. And while many viewers still criticized her decisions, others noticed something different. Lisa sounded stronger, more confident, like someone finally trying to escape a toxic situation. But unfortunately, that new confidence quickly became connected to another man, Ty. This is where things became messy, because even though Lisa claimed she and Ty were just friends at first, many fans believed emotional cheating had already started. Ty was constantly supporting her emotionally during fights with Daniel. They spoke frequently, privately, and eventually, their emotional connection became romantic. Daniel, of course, considered this full betrayal, especially after Lisa admitted that she and Ty had already shared intimate moments emotionally and privately. To Daniel, this proved she had cheated. To Lisa, the relationship with Daniel was already emotionally dead. One of the most disturbing parts of the story was Daniel's refusal to accept the breakup. Even after Lisa publicly moved on, Daniel continued insisting she still belonged to him. He constantly repeated that they were traditionally married, that she was still his wife, and that she would eventually return to him. At times, it felt less like heartbreak and more like obsession. The relationship had clearly ended emotionally for Lisa, but Daniel seemed completely unable to accept reality. Then viewers finally met Ty, and immediately, people noticed the age gap. Ty was 21 years younger than Lisa, which instantly made viewers nervous considering Lisa's history with younger Nigerian men. Many fans immediately thought, not again. Because from the outside, it looked like Lisa had escaped one chaotic relationship, only to jump directly into another potentially risky situation. People online quickly became skeptical of Ty, not necessarily because of his personality, but because the situation felt familiar. Another younger Nigerian man, another fast emotional attachment, another planned marriage, another international relationship moving extremely quickly. Viewers started worrying that Lisa hadn't actually learned anything from the Daniel situation. Instead of healing, she seemed desperate to immediately replace the emotional void. Then came another shocking moment. Lisa revealed that she planned to legally marry Ty, and not sometime in the distant future. Soon. Very soon. She also announced plans to move permanently to Nigeria to be with him. At this point, even people who supported Lisa started becoming concerned, because the speed of the relationship felt dangerous. Again. Throughout the entire situation, one person remained deeply worried. Faith, Lisa's daughter. Faith repeatedly begged her mother not to rush into another marriage. She wanted Lisa to slow down, to think clearly, to finally spend time alone instead of constantly depending on relationships. And honestly, many viewers agreed with Faith completely, because Lisa seemed unable to function without being emotionally attached to someone. This became one of the biggest questions viewers started asking. Why does Lisa move from relationship to relationship so quickly? Why does she constantly seek emotional attachment? Some fans believed Lisa feared loneliness deeply, and people who fear loneliness often ignore major red flags just to avoid being alone. That may explain why Lisa repeatedly rushed into emotionally unstable situations. As Lisa moved closer to Ty, Daniel became increasingly emotional. He warned Ty, argued with him, and continued insisting that Lisa still belonged with him. Meanwhile, Ty remained calm and confident, at least publicly, but viewers couldn't stop comparing the two men. One represented Lisa's toxic past, the other represented an uncertain future. And honestly, many fans weren't convinced either relationship looked healthy. Online reactions became brutal. Some viewers supported Lisa for finally leaving Daniel. Others believed she was making another terrible decision. And many fans started joking that Lisa would never stop repeating the same cycle. One toxic relationship after another. One emotional disaster after another. One rushed romance after another. This is the biggest question of all. Has Lisa actually changed? Or has she simply replaced one emotional dependency with another? Because true healing usually requires time alone, reflection, growth, self-awareness. But Lisa skipped directly into another intense international relationship almost immediately. Despite all the chaos, people remained fascinated by this story. Why? Because it felt unpredictable. Every episode brought another shocking twist: pregnancy revelations, spiritual marriage claims, emotional cheating accusations, another younger Nigerian boyfriend, and non-stop emotional drama. It became impossible for viewers to look away. Honestly, the saddest part might be Faith. Throughout all the chaos, she constantly tried helping her mother, protecting her, guiding her. And watching someone repeatedly make self-destructive decisions can be emotionally exhausting for family members. Faith clearly wanted stability for her mother, but Lisa seemed addicted to emotional chaos. This story reveals something important about toxic relationships. Escaping one unhealthy relationship doesn't automatically heal emotional wounds. If someone never addresses the deeper reasons they keep entering toxic situations, the cycle simply repeats itself. Different person, same emotional pattern. And many viewers fear that's exactly what's happening with Lisa. What started as a chaotic relationship between Lisa and Daniel somehow became even crazier after the breakup. A dangerous pregnancy, obsessive behavior, spiritual marriage claims, emotional cheating accusations, and another younger Nigerian man waiting in the background the entire time. Now Lisa believes Ty is finally the healthy relationship she's always wanted. But after everything viewers have seen, many people remain skeptical, because sometimes escaping a toxic relationship isn't enough. You also have to heal the part of yourself that keeps returning to chaos. So what do you think? Did Lisa finally escape Daniel for good? Or is she repeating the same mistakes all over again? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy deep dives into chaotic reality TV relationships, emotional breakdowns, and shocking relationship twists, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos.